can't make these things up, man. You cannot make these things up. Kai was talking to Tanya about the moon. God. Back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing okay and everyone is doing well. Happy Friday. Okay, last review of the week, and Love Island 100% made up for what we had to watch yesterday. Guys, the notes. Honestly, the notes and the tweets were honestly just rolling. So there's a lot for us to discuss today. So as English, Sarah, what's going on? So as I usually and I always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, of course, why would you not subscribe? You've been here every single day this week. Why on earth would you not subscribe to the channel? So definitely subscribe to the channel and definitely support your girl. Number two, also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter. And number three, please get comfy with your hot Ribena or your tea. Okay, you need to sip some tea for today's one because we've got a lot to discuss, okay? So get please and comfy with hot Ribena or your cuppa, you know, if you love a cuppa. And I really hope you enjoy the rest of this video. Okie dokie, so let's start off with the fact that that was a very long episode. We were given 1 hour and I believe an hour 20, an hour 25 of content. So Love Island said, honey, we are definitely getting into it today. So let's start off with Shaq talking to Ron and Lana. He was saying that he feels like they have a very beautiful bond together, and he also feels like they will end up together. You guys already know the palaver with Ron and Ellie, but we're going to get into that in this review anyway. Ron did say that he wants to be selfish and respectful at the same time, and initially when he said that, I automatically thought, okay, he 100% wants to put himself first, i.e. he doesn't want to completely close things down with Lana or with Ellie, and just kind of wants to float a bit, you know, definitely a floater. And he told Lana that he's going to dead it. Key words, okay, because that's not from my own lips, that's from Ron's lips himself. Ron said that he is going to dead it. I don't know why I said that, in all honesty. Number one, because like no one is married here, so even if you wanted to dead it, is that something that you should discuss with Lana? I mean, you guys aren't in an official relationship just yet. Yes, you can be respectful about it, but we'll move into that after, because we know that Ron ends up speaking to Ellie and he doesn't dead it. He does the complete opposite. In the meantime, we can briefly move on to Zara and Spencer speaking, and she was literally just letting him know, like, I'm really, really, really smitten over Tom. And you know, I think Spencer was low-key confirming what she already knew, but she was saying, like, even when he's talking to other girls, I'm just looking around, I'm just this, I'm just that. We're gonna get into Zara very soon as well, because I have my thoughts and my opinions. I know a lot of people feel like she's overprotective and she's this and she's that, but I feel like her response is actually a trauma response. I'm not trying to get too deep, okay? I'm not trying to get too deep or anything, but she clearly is insecure for a reason, and I feel like maybe because of past situations with men that have kind of maybe mugged her off or haven't really given her much emotion and communication as she would have hoped for Tom to, this is why she feels very overprotective of the situation with him. But that's just my thoughts, okay? We're going to get into that later. So let's move on to Tom and Ellie going for a chat. By the way, guys, a lot happened in this episode, but so we are literally going to be jumping between scenes. But Tom and Ellie went for a chat, and she said that she feels like she's a bit more of his type. Pause right there, okay? What does that mean? What, I feel like I'm more of your type. What does that mean? You've been here for 1 day. Do you really know much about Zara? What makes you think that you're more of his type, okay? It could just be my Dr. Umar hat on, but it's giving bells, okay? Something is ringing up here. But Tom did say that, you know, he doesn't have a girlfriend, so he's definitely open to getting to know her. I'll be honest with you, I do love the fact that Ellie, I guess, is here to cause drama, but I feel like Zara definitely deserves someone else other than Tom. I don't feel like Tom is straightforward at all. I feel like he's, on one hand, telling Zara, you know, I see a future of you, I will see this working on the outside, blah, blah, blah. So why on earth are you telling another girl that you're open to getting to know her? I mean, if you're going to be serious about Zara, just be serious and leave it at that. So it's definitely giving red flag, red, orange, purple, whatever it is giving red flag. And Tom, like I said, guys, he just gives me height. He doesn't give me much more than that. Let's move on to Kai and Tanya. God. You can't make these things up, man. You cannot make these things up. Kai was talking to Tanya about the moon. God. Are we 5? Are we actually 5? He was talking to, this is the second nonsense convo that he's had. First it was saying he doesn't like to do his bed sheet. It takes him 1 hour to figure out how to do his bed. Now you're talking to me about the moon. I know for a fact, as Tanya was looking at him, she was honestly just getting the ick. Thankfully, to stop that convo about the moon and the stars, okay, they ended up getting a text that the Hideaway was open, and they decided that they are going to allow Shaq and Tanya into the Hideaway. I do love the fact that it was a unanimous decision across all of the islanders, which lets us know that there definitely is a very strong connection between Tanya and and Shaq, that the rest of the Islanders can see as well. But we're going to get into them two later because they were having a world of a time. Okay, definitely a very interesting time in the Hideaway. So let's move on to Zara and Tanya speaking. Essentially, Zara was saying she's just pretty much triggered by the whole situation, and Tanya was, although she tried to come from a good place, was it really a good place? I don't really know. But Tanya was just like, oh, like, he's a good guy. He hasn't tried to stick it on me, so I think it's fine. So you basing the fact of Tom being a good person on the fact that he hasn't moved to you directly is very interesting. But that was that mini combo. We can move over to Ron pulling Ellie for a chat. So, of course, you already know that Ron had a conversation with Lana about, oh, yeah, I'm going to dead it, I'm going to dead it. And now it came to the situation and the time for you to dead it. But did Ron dead it? No, he didn't. He was essentially just saying, you know, he doesn't want to close himself off. Definite discussion that you had with Lana. Lana said dead it. You, not even Lana said dead it. You said dead it. You're now in a situation to dead it. You're not dead in it. You're telling me, oh, my options are still open. I still kind of want to get to know you. Scary, if I'm going to be honest. I mean, how can you have two separate conversations with two different girls on the same night and it's not even making any sense? So Ron, for me right now, definitely in my good books. And I already said this, it's a shame. You guys know I really liked Ron in the beginning, but right now it's kind of giving pushover. It's giving not thinking for himself. It's giving someone who doesn't have a sound mind, and you need to be in a relationship with someone who has a sound mind. But yeah, very scary. And essentially, I feel like, if anything, Ron is basically saying, let me try with you, but last, okay? If it doesn't work, I'm just going to go back to Lana. Not a good look at all. Let's move on to Zara pulling Tom for a chat. And I'll be honest with you guys, I do think this was quite sad to see. I will speak more about Zara towards the end of this review anyway, because I kind of, whether Love Island producers aren't showing us the right scenes, and it actually has like a good close-knit, you know, like friendship with anyone in the villa, if I'm going to be really honest with you. But of course, Zara pulled Tom for a chat, and she essentially just said, like, are we okay? Like, you know, you haven't really spoken to me today. What exactly is going on? And Tom essentially was just like, what do you mean? Like, are you not okay? Like, everything should be fine. And then she was saying, you know, we haven't really spoken today. I mean, like, it's just a bit weird. You're not usually like this. And of course, Tom was trying to reassure her, which was rubbish. But Tom was trying to reassure her. But in this time, Zara started crying. People on Twitter were like, why is she crying? Like, look deeper into things, guys. Let's all switch on our brains just for a tiny bit. Look deeper into these things. I mean, yeah, it has been only a couple of days, but she must be crying because there's still some unhidden or deep-rooted things that she needs to sort out. So maybe she did just need to heal before coming on Love Island, maybe, or maybe she's just trying to find that vulnerable state in Tom, and Tom's not really giving it to her. So yeah, I was really disappointed in Tom's response, to be honest. I do understand that opposites can attract, but read the room when you're in a couple with someone, and if you feel like they are someone who maybe needs a bit more emotion or a bit more communication or a bit more touchy-feely or a bit more reassurance, if you really like them, you'll put in the effort to make sure that they get it. But that's just my viewpoint. Let me know what you think as well. Let's move on to Ron and Lana having a catch-up. Not really much to say about this, if I'm going to be honest with you. Ron was literally just backtracking again. So I told you I'm going to dead it. I spoke to Ellie, I told her I'm not going to dead it, and I'm coming back to you to let you know, actually, I changed my mind, I'm not dead in it. And Lana was just straight up saying, listen, I'm not second best, I'm first. Every girl should have that mentality anyway, but yeah. She said, I'm not second best, I'm first. Essentially, you want to have your cake and eat it too, and that's not how it's going to work. So Ron was like, you know, he just doesn't want to, you know, regret this. Like, maybe this is the ultimate test to make sure that... whatever. So of course, Ron ended up talking to the guys, and he was just saying that, you know, he's messed things up, but he 100% still wants to try and explore his options with Ellie. And of course, Lana ended up crying. The girls were comforting her as well. And like I did say in yesterday's review, I do think it is really early for all of this. Someone did say 10 days in a Love Island villa is literally like a whole year. I guess I understand. I guess I don't. But I just feel like it's way too early for this. Like, don't close yourself off so early within the whole season. We still have like another, what, 4 or 5 weeks, maybe even 6. And I get it. Emotions may be very high and rampant right now, but they will die down. Everyone needs to relax. Am I just too much? I don't know. I just feel like everyone needs to relax. We can move on to back to the Hideaway. Tak and Shania, you know. Tak. Guys, I'm mixing up their names. Tanya and Shaq. I know you saw what I saw. Yeah. A lot of movement. a lot of movement. So let's move on to the following morning. Of course, Shaq and Tanya have come back to gist the rest of the islanders. We can briefly speak about the girls chat and then also the guys chat. So with the girls, Tanya was letting them know that they literally done everything. Think of everything and then times that by 10. Yeah, that's what they got up to in the Hideaway. And of course, Tanya also asked for an update, like what exactly happened yesterday, because Tanya was like, you know, a lot happened yesterday. And Lana literally just opened up whilst Ellie was sitting right there as well, right? Lana just opened up and was just like, yeah, well, essentially this is what's happening. He wants to get to know Ellie. I'm going to leave him to do his thing, blah, blah, blah. Ellie also gave quite good advice, if I'll be honest with you. I feel like Ellie in that moment could have been very bitter, but she was just like, yeah, like, to be honest, I understand that that's going on, but don't close yourself off as well. Like, pretty much telling everyone to shake up, okay? Shake up, lighten up, smile. Like I said yesterday, don't cry and endure for a night, joy cometh in the morning. Babe, why are you crying over this guy? Everything's going to be okay. So I do feel like that was actually quite good advice, just telling her, like, if he wants to figure himself out, if it's with me or with someone else, leave him to do that, but you also should take time out to figure yourself out as well. We can move on to the guys chat because we know the guys love a bit of gist as well. And Shaq was, of course, telling them about last night, and also that he feels like every day is a new opportunity to get to know Tanya as well. Of course, Ron also decided to slide in there, like, actually, bro, while she was doing the dirty dirts, a lot was going on in the villa as well. And Shaq 100% got onto him. And you know what? I have to stand, okay? It's very refreshing and reassuring to see a guy with guy friends that have sense, if I'm going to be honest with you, because Shaq essentially just told him, like, bro, that's complete BS. Like, and even though I may not be the biggest fan of Lana, you can't decide to explore something with someone else and then just in case I'm going to go back. If you like someone, make that person your top priority, point blank period. And I feel like in that situation as well, Ron was trying to kind of like defend himself, like, oh no bro, like, hear me out. But Shaq was shutting him down every single corner, for every argument, for every statement, for every single word. Shaq was shutting him down. So I am very happy that Shaq was there to kind of give a drilling to Ron. But at the same time, like, Ron, you're a grown guy. You should learn how to make decisions for yourself. I mean, a guy that can't make decisions for himself, that's an interesting turn off for me. Okay, if a girl's like that and you like that, that's cool, but for me, no. So let's move on to Ron, Shaq and Ellie talking. Of course, they ended up getting a text that it was time for Ron and Ellie's first date, and I said, wow, Love Island producers on smoke again. Okay, Love Island producers on smoke, because you can see the tension in the villa and you still decide to send these two people on a date the day later. Very, very, very interesting. Is there really much I want to speak about that date? To be honest, both the dates were underwhelming, i.e. him and Ellie and Spencer and Olivia. But Ron was essentially just saying that he feels like his head is really scrambled. And Ellie was just like, okay, yeah, like, cool, like, I completely understand. You guys have definitely known each other for longer and all that type of stuff. I feel like the date was really short. I mean, we blinked and they're already making their way back. So that kind of let me know there wasn't really much to speak about there. And also, it also let me know as well that I didn't really see a connection forming between them, because if the date was good, it would have definitely lasted for longer. We can quickly move on to, I guess, Olivia and Spencer. They ended up getting a text as well that their date was going to be in the treehouse. Not really much to discuss there other than the fact that my leg is numb. And that the wind was winding. Okay, like, South Africa said stand up because the wind was winding. Back at the villa, of course, Ron ended up having a conversation with the guys, letting them know that he just doesn't feel like the spark is there. Do I feel like that's true? No, I feel like that was 100% a cop-out. I feel like just because of the conversation that Shaq had with him in the morning, that probably was just kind of rewinding and playing in his mind. And for that reason, he came back and was just like, yeah, I'm 100% sure about Lana. I just feel like she's just always throwing slight digs and she's no, you're looking for the slight digs that she throws, because Ellie speaks about everyone like this, if I'm going to be honest with you. But yeah, it's only because Shaq spoke to him in the morning. Other than that, Ron is giving me the ick. I'm very disappointed, okay? I'm very, very, very disappointed. And it also reminds me of what I mentioned in one of my other reviews where I said that Ron just likes the attention. I don't actually see, or I didn't actually think or see him ever fully pursuing Ellie just because of all this history of Lana. I just think he likes the attention of having different girls like him, and he potentially just wanted to explore that, but at the detriment of Lana's mental health or however she feels about you and your connection. That's very interesting and very telling of your character. So it's a shame, you know. Ron was definitely one of my faves. This was where he started, this is currently where he's at, and it may It may just drop a little bit lower. So let's move on to the nighttime. Ellie was speaking to Ron about how he's feeling, and he literally just let her know, yeah, I do appreciate the fact that we went on a date, but I just don't feel like there's a spark there. Lana is 100% my priority. Like I said, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Even if he didn't want to pursue Ellie, I think he should have nipped it in the bud from the jump. You saying, oh, the door is open, oh, the door's closed, the door's this, the door's that. All of a sudden now, it's not giving what you think it's giving, babe. So you... we can move on to Lana and Spencer having a conversation. Lana definitely said city girls up. You guys definitely know I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of Lana's character right now. That may change, but I do feel like, yeah, she needs to speak to someone else. I mean, you can't allow yourself to be on the backbencher and wait for a guy to make up his mind. Wait for a guy to make up his... In what land? Ladies, you better wake up. I should be on the back burner whilst you explore, and I should wait for you to make up your mind about me. Or more, oh, serious, wake up and smell the coffee. So I am very happy that Lana did say that she's open to getting to know Spencer. Also, guys, I feel like my Nigerianness always jumps out in my reviews. Like, I can't help it. Gotta love it. Anyway, let's move on to Ron and Lana having a conversation. In the beginning, she looked very unbothered with the whole interaction. And I really love that, because when a girl is very unbothered about a guy, nothing he can do, she's just looking, literally just looking. But of course, Ron did let her know that you are my priority. I don't want to pursue things with Ellie. I feel like we have a spark. I want to push it, blah, blah, blah. I don't care if I have to graft. Da, 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 da. Did you not know you had to graft before? But it's, anyway, cool. As you guys can probably tell, I've experienced things in this life, but we thank God we've come out stronger. But anyway, with that whole situation, I initially thought that Lana was going there like, yeah, I'm definitely going to explore things with Spencer. I've been speaking to him, da, 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 da. And then towards the end of the conversation, they ended up kissing. So I do think Lana and Ron are going to get back together. This spark that they managed to create over 10 days is definitely your pulling force that's pushing them together. But I just don't see them as my winners, if I'll be honest with you. Let me know if you see them as your winners, but I don't see them as my winners. Let's move on to the game time, guys. And there was a lot that took place in this game time. This was the final challenge, and essentially they had a balloon. They play this game every single season, but they have a balloon. They have to pop the balloon in a very interesting or sexual position. And then the balloon may have a task that they have to do, i.e. for another islander. So we'll talk about a few of the things that took place within this game. First things first was Olivia was asked to snog 2 islanders that she thinks she is attracted to her. She ended up kissing Tom, no surprise. And she also ended up kissing Spencer. Even if she does know that Tom is not attracted to her, I do think she'll still kiss him just out of spite, but we're going to get into that very soon again. Sexiest in the villa, Spencer kissed 3 girls. He kissed Olivia, no surprise there. He kissed Tanyelle. Tanyelle is a very beautiful babe. If you disagree, you ain't got good eyes, okay? Ended up kissing Tanyelle and also ended up kissing Lana, no surprise there as well, because they did say that they were going to try and get to know one another. Tanya was asked which islander of the opposite sex gives her the ick, and she said Will, because he roars like an animal. And why did Will just come and start roaring? Why did Will just come and start roaring like a lion? Like, them animals and him, they like this, okay? They are really like, he's Will the farmer for a reason. I don't know why I was surprised, but randomly just roaring, very interesting, very Will-like, okay? Very, very, very Will-like. Ellie was asked to snog the fittest islander, and she ended up picking a Tom. So that is now 2 people that have ended up kissing Tom, Olivia and also Ellie. Ellie had to show dance with the islander she thought was the... Oh, she had to dance, sorry, with the islander that she thought was the most boring. And surprise, surprise, who did she pick, guys? She picked Kai. And I'm very happy that she picked Kai, because I've been telling you guys from the jump that Kai is boring. And someone commented on one of my tweets the other day like, oh, you're always getting on to Kai. What is it with you and Kai? There's nothing with Kai. The guy is boring. I'm sorry, the guy is actually boring. Let's move on to, by the way, he didn't look pleased as well. Like, he looks very pissed off. And I think even some of the guys were kind of giggling. So I think everyone else knows it. Kai is boring, babe. You need to understand self-awareness. It's okay to be boring, but you need to be aware of it, okay? Don't be surprised. I mean, you're talking to me about bed sheets and the moon. Be for real, okay? Be for real. Let's move on to Aaron. Aaron was asked to pick someone that he thought was the most likely to speak behind their back. And he picked Zara. I don't know if I really cared about that too tough, only because why is Aaron even sitting in that villa? I mean, I feel like we hear his mic once every week. Yeah, so I don't really care much about Aaron's opinions, to be honest. Let's move on to Lana. Lana was asked who was the most potential to last and the least potential. She ended up picking Tanya and Shaq as the most, and she ended up picking Zara and Tom as the least. I'll be very honest with you, I do feel like that was kind of a dig, only because you guys know in yesterday's episode when Lana was upset, was it not Zara that was comforting her in the morning? Now you're given the opportunity to pick who would be the least. Ron is not in a couple with you. Ron is currently in a couple with Ellie. So why would you not pick them as being the least? Because clearly, you know, why are you picking Zara and Tom? And I've already been saying this, the vendetta against Zara for Lana and Tom, I mean, Lana and Ron that they have, and Olivia, their little trio click there, they need to dead it, okay? It is really not given. And I also tweeted something as well. I tweeted that I hope Zara actually has good friends in the villa, because it seems like, number one, a lot of people make and create digs at her, but I just haven't seen her establish like a very good friendship in the villa, and I really hope that she does have that support system there as well. Let's move on. And by the way, this is a Zara stan account. I've made this very clear. Thank you very much. Let's move on to Olivia. Olivia was asked who was the most likely, which male was the most likely to like meet her family or would fit in with her family, something along those lines. Of course, she ended up choosing Tom, and in her confessional, she was just like, yeah, Tom's like a great guy. My mum will love him. Once again, just another dig. I feel like they are still trying to bring back this unfinished business storyline. You guys already heard me in, I think, yesterday's video or the video before. I want that storyline deaded. I wanted it deaded by today. Olivia, honestly, let it go. And if Tom wants to go for Olivia, can they go together and they can leave us alone? Because I'm tired of this triangle trying to continue to bring itself up in the episodes. We don't care about unfinished business. Is Harris even back in the UK? Can you come and meet your man here, please? Thank you very much. Let's move on to Zara. Zara was asked to kiss the most trustworthy islander, and she ended up kissing Lana. So I feel like that friendship dynamic is very interesting there. But she ended up kissing Lana, and she ended up blowing a kiss to Olivia as the least trustworthy. Olivia, of course, doing her lips as well with the fillers that do not fill. Oh, guys, sorry, that was bad. I need to stop. I watch too much Real Housewives of Atlanta, guys, and Potomac and all of that. I'm so sorry, guys. Or Potomac. I said Potomac. Guys, I'm so sorry. The shade actually comes naturally. I promise you I didn't do it on purpose. And of course, the last, as in the episode finale, which let me know that Tom is not a good person. Okay, Tom is not a good person. But Tom was asked to create his perfect woman. Some men are not good people, man. I'm sorry. Some men are actually not good people. Let's actually just rewind this and let us actually unpick this together. So you've been asked to pick your perfect woman, okay? Would you, in fact, clearly you don't have common sense. Would common sense tell you to pick Olivia as the face, Zara as the body, and Lana as the personality? Forget the personality bit. We don't see much of Lana's personality, so I don't really care about that. But you are in a couple with Zara. You know how Olivia makes Zara feel. You know how much it triggers her. Why would you rather have Olivia's face and Zara's body? And there's a lot to say about that as well, within the sexualization of some type of body types on certain demographics. If you know, you definitely know. But for me, that just confirmed to me that Tom is a madman and he's a red flag. And I really want someone to come in for Zara, someone who can reassure her, someone who doesn't enjoy being this triangle or enjoy getting to know other people, and just appreciates her for her. Because if you know your couple or the person you're in a couple with is easily triggered by a specific person, why on earth would you, why did that person even cross your mind? And of course, when he said that, Olivia there with her smug face and she's like smiling and doing this and doing that, and Zara definitely looked upset, and I'll be upset as well. You can't tell me you want my body but you want someone else's face. That means you don't like my face. Okay? That means you don't like, and on top of that, it's even my enemy. Do you want to kill me? Do you actually want to kill me? I'm sorry, Tom is not a good person, and he gotta go, okay? He definitely has to go. Of course, we did end up getting a glimpse into Sunday's episode, and there is definitely going to be a big hoo-ha about who Tom decided to pick in terms of Olivia's face, Zara's body, and also Lana's personality. And I 100% do feel like Zara is very warranted to have that opinion, to be angry or irritated. I don't care what anyone says. I don't really like how the producers are kind of painting Zara right now. They're definitely painting her to be very insecure, very angry, very easily irritated, like even with the camera zooming in and panning in and things like that. And I do feel like she has a right to feel that way. So I wish that they would show us much more bubbly sides to Zara, because right now I think a lot of people just have the common misconception that, you know, she's rude and she's aggy and she's spicy and she's this and she's that. And yeah, she may be a confident girl, but there definitely is more to her, you know, and I just don't feel like her and Tom are as suited as I thought they were. Yeah, they may be attracted to one another, but I don't think Tom is a good person. And for that reason, he doesn't deserve Zara. But yeah, those are my thoughts on today's episode, guys. I would love to know what you guys actually thought of it in the comments as well. As you know, today is Friday, so there is no Love Island tomorrow, and I'm probably not going to watch After Sun because, I mean, not After Sun, sorry, Unseen Bits, because my brain needs a break. It actually needs a break from Love Island. So I'd love to know what you guys did actually think of that episode in the comment section below. As always, if you have not yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family, and also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter at Sarah Destiny X. expect. But I want to thank you guys so much for sticking with me for an entire week of Love Island. This is the second week now, so we are on a roll, and we'll be back on Sunday for another review. So I hope you guys have a lovely Saturday and a lovely weekend. Please do take care, stay blessed, and I shall see you on Sunday.